Greetings, my friends. Welcome to the fifth in my series of recreations of the Metropolitan Railway in Buckinghamshire around 1900. This is a one-to-one layout built using Transport Fever 2 and based on the Ordnance Survey Map Revisions of 1898. In previous videos, we travelled north on a mainline passenger service from Aylesbury to the terminus here at Verney Junction. Today, we make the return trip, but this time in a non-stop goods train. We are poised above the sidings at Verney Junction, and our train is the one in the centre of the picture. The year is 1898. And we'll be leaving for the Aylesbury sidings in just a few moments. There's a Metropolitan passenger train from Baker Street, the terminus of the Metropolitan Railway in London, that's coming into Verney on our left. The tracks stretching ahead of it and to the left into the distance are those of the London and North Western Railway, originally built by the Buckinghamshire Railway. They go on eastwards to Bletchley and Cambridge. Behind us, and I'll just spin the camera around, the line proceeds westward towards Bicester and Oxford, and the spur that goes off on our right goes to Buckingham and Banbury. The sidings here were built by the old Aylesbury and Buckingham Railway in 1868, and that's not to be confused with the Buckinghamshire Railway, which I'm afraid I did in some of the earlier videos. The Met took over the A&B in 1891. It double-tracked the line up from Quainton Road, and it extended the sidings. These facilities were important in the Met in its attempt to build its goods business, but they were not used by the London and North Western. Before the Met took over the A&B, that railway was actually operated for them by the Great Western Railway, and I have used a sort of Great Western railway station model made by a modder to reproduce Verney Junction, as it gives the best approximation to the way that the platforms were laid out. We have this very wide central platform, which has come out rather well as the footbridge. Okay, well, it's time to start, so we will go into the cab of our train. And we get it going. No trace of any of the railway structures now remains other than the station master's house, which is now a private residence, and the entire track bed of the London and North Western Railway, which is we're now about to leave on our left. That's been relaid for the new east-west main line, which is due around 2025. Of the Metropolitan route, which we are now following, nothing remains at all, although aerial photographs show the paths of the tracks quite clearly. We've got another Metropolitan line passenger service which is being held here because the entire line ahead of it up to Verney is blocked. I've put more trains onto this recreation than really would have run. They probably only ran about half a dozen services a day at this time. But it's always nice to have other trains passing. I said quite a lot about the history of the railway in earlier videos, so I'm not going to say so much on this one, but I will make the odd comment of places of interest. As I said, this is a non-stopping train. It's a goods train. It has no cargo. It's going back empty to Aylesbury. So you should be able to go straight through all of these stations. This is Winslow Road, one of the least used stations possibly ever built. now we're coming up to Granborough Road Station. Another station that's nowhere near really anywhere. The village of Granborough is over to our left, but you can't see it, so it's about 1.5 miles away. There was a goods siding here, as you can see on the right, with a animal pen and other facilities. Another passenger train, and some of the goods trains that run up and down this line, which I have created for the simulation, stop at Granborough. The London Passenger Transport Board closed this section of the line in 1936 to passenger traffic, but they carried on running goods traffic for a number of years, and I think the amount of goods traffic increased significantly during the Second World War, and then soon after that everything stopped. Plate layers hut there over the right, just past. For those who don't know, the plate layers were the workmen who regularly walked the track and made sure that the rails and sleepers were in good condition. I've taken liberty in placing that there because I don't think that was necessarily shown on the survey map. But there definitely would have been some. Crossing place here for pedestrians and horse traffic. Now we're curving around to come into Quainton Road Station. On our right is the workings for the Great Central Railway. They're completing the final sections of it. You can't really see it from this angle, but you can just about see the cranes and the wagon with railway sections on it. Yes, the slightly better view there. GCR will soon be running its first goods trains down to London. I'm not sure whether they went to Marylebone Station at this point because they were still building Marylebone. managed to get through Quainton Road and its sidings without being held up by another train, which is good. Another passenger train. I've put quite a few trains running in this simulation to make it interesting, probably a lot more, as I've said before, than there would have been in reality. Moving now through the Vale of Aylesbury. In, I think one of my earlier videos I mistakenly called it the Vale of Buckingham. Distant hills where if you look up the land really is very flat, the directions around there. This is Waddesdon Road Station, which the Metropolitan Railway built at the urging of Baron Ferdinand de Rothschild. We are coming to a halt, so some train has just left this station. Okay, we're off again. Over on our right we've got the church at Fleet Marston, which then, as now, stands almost alone in the fields, just a few buildings around it. Climbing viaduct that will take us over the Aylesbury Bicester Road, today's A41. And on our left, that large open field is where Aylesbury Parkway station is today. And that is where the current Chiltern line terminates. There's a train passing us going up towards Verney. Down, I should say, because of course up is always the direction towards London. got a very small one that goes backwards and forwards between Aylesbury and Quainton Road, and goes into the Brill branch section. It just stops there in order to unload for the onward transmission on the Brill branch. I think that might have been it. Yes, this section is now amazingly busy. There's another goods train. I've probably overdone it with goods trains. Maybe I should try and space them out a bit more. You can see the buildings of Aylesbury over on the left. Everything we look at today, of course, in this part of the world is built up. This is in 1898, this is as far as the town of Aylesbury went, and we're coming into the station. We will move across the tracks to the right to go into the sidings. Now this completes our journey on the Metropolitan Railway. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please tick the like box. Please leave me a friendly comment. I do love reading your comments. And subscribe to the channel for news about other videos that I will maybe be producing in the future.